Hey, this is your girl, msyelladiva. I am bringing you another episode of Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 16, Reunion, Part 1. Okay? Okay. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome. Alrighty. We do reviews here. Sit back and relax, okay? And if you're returning, come on back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Give me a thumbs up, like, share, and comment, and subscribe to my channel, and we will begin. All right now. All right now. All right. So they come to the stage. Okay. Simone, that dress is ugly. I just wanted to point that out. That dress is ugly in motion, and it's ugly when you sitting down. It's just an ugly dress. Sorry. So you and Lateisha I'm with Heavenly. You and Lateisha got the ugliest dresses. Because the rest of the dresses are okay. But those dresses was ugly. Anyway. Alright, so they come to the stage. Lateisha was like, I want to be last one on the stage. Why? Who cares? Okay, so then I guess when I'm glad she was the last person on the stage, because when she came out, Toya was like, "Oh my God!" Like, I guess they didn't realize what they were wearing. Okay, she had them little balls up in there and all that hair and that little dress. Toya was like, "What theme is this?" Okay, what theme is this? She is wondering what the hell Lateisha got on. Anyway, so Andy compliments everybody on how they look, and he did compliment on Quad because he complimented Toya because she had the Bridgerton theme, okay, and the dress was beautiful. How when she sat down, that it was beautiful how it laid on the couch, and her shoes were beautiful too. So she got 10 out of 10, honey. She came to play, and so then Quad, Andy complimented Quad. He said, "You are the future of Bridgerton," and she was like, I'm always glam and ready to go," and I said that too in my review, that she was looking like is more of a futuristic Bridgerton, and so yeah, so then they said, Phaedra didn't want to be at a part of the show, so fucking what? Who gives a shit, okay? But anyway, so Quad was like, Jackie was like, well, we have enough wit and enough um energy and things like that. And then Quad was like, she's not needed for this show. I said, oh, that's what I'm talking about, Quad. Say it like you mean it. Say it with your chest, girl. Say it with your chest. I know that's right. And so they seen some never seen footage of Phaedra just talking trash about the show. And so she was just like, this is a cast full of trash and fat and funny looking people. So, and she said, and they don't like her. Well, they don't like you because you call them trash, fat, and funny looking. And I think that you're looking in the mirror, because you are trash and you are fat and you are funny looking too. Okay? Catch them teas. Catch them teas. Okay? You are funny looking. Okay? And you are fat and you are trash. Okay? And Dr. Heavenly, one of her fans made a montage of what Phaedra said on all these shows across the board. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine, and Real Housewives of Atlanta again. Okay. And yeah, Cause last year she was saying that these was some great women. They were all business people and all business minded. And if she was on this show, she she would have probably saved her marriage and stuff like that. And the people on Real Housewives of Atlanta was trash and all that other stuff. Now marriage and medicine is trash, and now she's trying to get back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Next to the fact that Nene, she was having dinners and stuff like that with Nene's sister behind Nene's back. Okay, we know what she did to Candy and Todd. Okay, we know what that was. Okay. Okay, that person got a whole montage of the fucked up shit that Phaedra has done. Never the fact that she lost Sheree's court case to Sheree's husband, who was defending himself. Okay, and she still lost. Okay, then she was doing stuff behind Candy's back with her old employee. Yeah, yeah. You talk about trash, fat, and funny looking. You trash, fat, and funny looking. And you supposed to be a pastor's kid. Anyway, let me bring this down because I can't stand her. I never liked her. The first day she came on and lied about when her baby was due. I couldn't stand it. In I was like, get this hoe off my screen. Okay. So I damn sure didn't like her when she went on marriage medicine, and I damn sure don't. And I'm not looking forward to her coming on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. Anyway. Hold on. Shut up, bitch. Sorry, I had to get that in there. All right. So I don't even know where I'm at. Okay. Speaking of trash, this is what it was. Speaking of trash, Mean Girls and Messy. Okay. So after they play this never seen footage of Phaedra, you know, Dr. Heavenly was like, damn. Dr. Contessa was like, she gave y'all her ass to kiss. She gave it to you too, boo. You are cast of Married to Medicine, so she gave the whole cast her ass to kiss, including you, boo. Okay, don't leave yourself out. Quad was like, who is trash? She wanted to know who that was. And then Dr. Simone was like, we have not done the trash that she did to Candy and Todd. Okay. So catch them teas, okay? So so Dr. Heavenly says she tried to play Apollo and she got played. That's the problem. That's the bottom line. And so Dr. Heavenly said, can I break the fourth wall? And so she said she talked to Phaedra, and Phaedra knew that Apollo was coming, so she tried to bring Shek um, to make Apollo jealous, and Apollo brought his wife to make, and apparently Apollo's wife went the hell off on Phaedra too. So that's probably why she but it wasn't it wasn't shown, so nobody could see it. But yeah, but Quad said, well, Andy said that the Shireen is getting a divorce from Apollo anyway, for cheating. And so then Quad said that the person doesn't change. They just change women. And so Dr. Heavenly looked straight at Lateisha. Yeah, bitch. The person don't change. They just change women. Okay. And we see that vividly through Dr. G and you, and the arguments that y'all have are giving us flashbacks to the arguments that Dr. G and Quad had, because it's the same person, just a different lady. Okay. So Quad gives they have a montage of what Quad did in the season. And so Andy was like, I think this season is your resurrection. And Quad said, and so then Quad said that me and Simone moved past our issues, but I still work on it daily. So uh Andy was like, "You still working on it daily?" She was just like, "Yeah, the stuff that happened last season," and I think she's talking about when the late little girl passed away in her pool, and so I can understand why she works on that daily. So then Andy asked Simone, Dr. Simone, you chose not to invite Quad to Whitney. And so then Dr. Simone was like, I didn't believe I owed her an apology for Napa. Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Come on, Dr. Simone. Listen, you didn't even know she was mad at you about Napa until a couple episodes later. Now, if it was cut and chopped and screwed, yeah, then we'll figure that out. But you didn't know about Napa until Toya told you about Napa, and I think y'all was getting dressed for what's the name party? Quad's party. And the Whitney was the first episode. So I don't know where, where chronologically these, these shows, these episodes were taped, but if Quad's party didn't come before your Whitney, you didn't know that she was mad at you about Napa. So Simone gets into her, keeping secrets and, but, keeping King a secret for a year. But y'all weren't even talking. Why she gonna tell you your business? And that's what Quad said. If we weren't talking, I don't owe you my business. And I agree. If we weren't talking, I don't owe you my business. Then Toya threw Dr. Simone under the bus, saying we didn't even know that she was going to say that. And so then she's like, Dr. Jackie, did you know? Dr. Heavenly, did you know? We didn't even know that she was going to say that. Dr. Simone was out there on the limb. She was just like, well, I don't know. I ain't got no, I don't know what I'm gonna say when this come out of my mouth. But listen, if y'all plan wasn't to throw her out, then why did Phaedra change her flight not to ride with Quad? And why you ain't have a room for her? Okay, if y'all wasn't gonna kick her out. Okay, I'm just asking. I'm just asking for a friend. Okay. But they sure did throw Dr. Simone under the bus. And so but somebody wrote this a viewer question. She said, if you want to meet the king, then you better do right by the queen. And I guess that's the God's honest truth. So if you wasn't talking to her, she don't owe you any of her business. If y'all wasn't speaking, I I don't I don't call up people I'm not speaking to and tell them my business. And why should she do that to you? Oh God. Okay, and another viewer wrote in and saying um about Lateisha on her YouTube saying that Quad is jealous. And so Lateisha was like, let me explain that. She said, I can only speculate, but you go on a press tour talking about me. And so she's it was only one show, and that was Watch What Happens Live that she was on, and she said she had some tea about Lateisha, and she said, but it was what she said, it was bitter. So I don't know how that equates to any of that. So Quad says, I have no challenge with you, Lateisha. She said, I don't even know you. And so Lateisha was like, but you watch me closely with a magnifying glass. Sweet pea, I think that's you that watches Quad closely with a magnifying glass because you want to be her. Okay? That's the reason why you watch the show. That's right. That's the reason why you're a fan of the show. Cause you want to be Quad. Okay? So you watch her with the magnifying glass. It ain't the other way around. So Quad was like, you wouldn't be here without me anyway. And I said, that's true T. And so Lateisha was like, you wouldn't be here if it weren't for Dr. G. He is the medicine. And Quad said, no, I was in medical sales, baby. She said, with the capital division. She said, you got to check my resume, boo. Okay. You got to check my resume, boo. Okay. and so and so then she said, don't worry about my man. He fine, ain't he? And so she was like, well, that's this is my husband or whatever. It don't matter if you a husband or not, okay? So Quad said, you sold your soul, and he talks to you like shit. And so Dr. Heavenly patted her on the shoulder, talking about, just let it go, let it go. And so then Lateisha was like, you a non-motherfucking factor. Nope, that didn't land, boo. That didn't land, baby. Okay, that didn't land. leave that, leave that on Basketball Wives with Evelyn Lozada. Okay, that didn't land, baby. Okay. And so Quad was like, she is living on delusional drive. Okay. So if you're asked a question, Lateisha said that Quad is jealous because King. Oh, Lateisha um is jealous of Quad because um he King brought her a Rolls Royce, and Dr. G's probably still riding in that Mini Cooper. I know that's right. And they show that beautiful bean footage of him pulling off on that in that Mini Cooper. and so she said so the teacher was like, you come off as fake. And so and then Quad was like, well, you come off as country. And so she was like, Lateisha was like, you from Memphis, Tennessee? Memphis, Tennessee? I can't say it. Memphis, Tennessee. And she said, so you a Beverly Hillbilly. That ain't land either, boo. It ain't didn't land like you wanted it to. It did not land, okay? You got to go back to the drawing board. You need to get some of them, some of them, some of them, the them gay people to write your what the write your reads for you. Yeah, you need to get them to write your reads for you. All right. Anyway, so Andy asked Quad about IVF, and Dr. Jackie was like, we don't know if she's pregnant right now. Apparently she not, because I guess they would have announced it by now. So they do a Toya montage. And so they said Toya keeps all the ladies in check. And so Andy was like, well, we're going to play a game. And so he asked who had the most work done. And she said Dr. Heavenly. And she said, well, who's going to have a time telling the truth? She said Lateisha. And she said, who most needs a stylist? And she said Lateisha. And Dr. Heavenly said Dr. Simone. And so Dr. Simone said, fuck you, Heavenly. And she wasn't even talking to you. The question wasn't even for you. It was funny though. Okay. So, and then what's that? So then a viewer question came in, and saying that Toya, you saying that you would have been made Dr. Eugene popular, and you looking at King's chest, and so Toya was like, listen, my husband know who I am. We can look at, other people, we ain't dead and stuff like that. And she said, he knows who I am. And so, and she said that they have a new house. And and Andy was like, is this your fourth house? And she said, I think it's my fifth house. And so she said, but Toya made the comment. She said, at least I ain't moving to nobody else's house. And Quad started laughing. She was cackling, honey. Cackling, honey. And so Lateisha, so it was a crack to Lateisha. She said, at least I own my own home. And so, and Toya was like, yeah, but my name is on the mortgage. And she was like, my name is on the mortgage too. And yours just got there on your mortgage, so relax. And so Andy asked the question, is there anything else you would like to say, Toya? And she said, I love everybody new that comes into this group. Wasn't you the one that gave Audra a hard time by wearing a champion jogging suit to Las Vegas? Was that you? Okay, so you don't love everybody that coming and new into the group, okay? Because you gave Audra a hard time, and that's why she said that you got back taxes or back something. You got something going on, okay? Yeah. So so then Lateisha was like, I know you're trying to make this a moment. And she was like, and Toya was like, I know you are a fan of the show. You've been watching this show since it began. She said, "You speak like a child." And so somebody said, "Let her speak." And so Lateisha was like, "When I came to this flat platform, you wanted me to go against Quad, to go to war with Quad because you had issues with her." And so Toya was like, do she said, "Do you have any text messages or emails or some conversation?" She was like, "Cause I ain't say none of that." She was like, "So you gotta prove it to me," basically. And she was like, and next to the fact that I've been having issues with Quad for 6 years, I don't need you to fix my issues with Quad. That's a good point. That's a good point. And so Lateisha was like, you said we shared the same dick," and she said you did. And that, and Quan and Dr. Heavenly over here talking about, yeah, Quan was like, because that dick wasn't good. That's what she was thinking. That's what she was thinking. Yeah, that dick wasn't good. Anyway. Oh, and so Lateisha was like, "You just wanted a storyline to tend," and she said, "Tend to your child Stormy, um, Stormy." Oh, what? Oh, yeah. Tend to your style, your child Stormy the purse. Now that landed. It ain't landed a whole lot, but it landed way better than the one she said to Quad. Yeah, I didn't land the joke for me, okay? Because I couldn't read my own handwriting. So, but that landed, okay? Send to your child Stormy your purse, okay? Yeah, that landed a little bit, okay? Um, so then Dr. Simone kneeled down in front of Lateisha and Dr. Simone, I'm really not liking you, and I have an infinity for you because you was a Pisces, but shit, you get on my nerves. You need to sit down somewhere. She was like, "I'm coming to you as a big sister," and then Toya was like, "Damn, I was a big sister last year." So they go on to Dr. Contessa's montage, and so Dr. Andy said, Dr. Contessa and Dr. Heavenly, that your friendship soured. And Dr. Contessa was like, and I'm paraphrasing this because she was kind of confusing. She said, you take my business and put it on social media for people that we don't know." And so, and she said, "And you dog me out, and you dog my husband out." And she said, ain't nobody dog you out." She said, "But you dogged your husband out." And she said, "That's your issue." And Contessa said, "Well, you wanted me to tell you what my issue is." And so then Dr. Heavenly said, "My issue with you is I don't know you. I don't know who you are, and what you are telling me is the truth." And Dr. Contessa said, "Well, I can say the same thing about you." And she was like, "Okay." But Dr. Heavenly was just like, "I just wanted you to shut up about your man, because you was always dogging him." And so Dr. Contessa was like, "Listen, because I complained a lot. We went to therapy, and our marriage is stronger than ever. And I congratulate you on that because, listen, he was abusing you verbally. He wasn't abusing you physically. He was verbally abusing you, and everybody could see it. So I'm glad that y'all went to, because I like Dr. Scott, but I don't like him if you gonna verbally abuse Dr. Contessa. But apparently y'all went to therapy and y'all marriage is better than ever, or y'all just don't put this on camera. We don't know. We don't know. So then a viewer question comes about your mama remark from Dr. Heavenly. And Toya said Dr. Heavenly was been saying your mama about numerous people, and they rolled that beautiful bean footage, and they had Lisa Nicole, Mariah, Lateisha, and Dr. Contessa. So, and the viewer question had the mixed baby, um, the mixed baby remark that Dr. Contessa made. And so Dr. Contessa was like, well, you can't be mad at me for what the streets are saying. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. You brought it to the forefront. Yes, I can be mad at you. Because I don't care what the streets are saying. You shouldn't be bringing it to the forefront. Okay. Now, on the other hand, Dr. Heavenly shouldn't have said, what she said about you either. Okay. But everybody knew that Dr. Scott was verbally abusing you on camera. Okay, so we already see that part. Okay, but I could be mad at you for what the streets are saying if you repeated what the streets were saying. You supposed to hold that into your grave. Yes, you are. Okay, so then they said Andy was like, "Is anybody else have heard these rumors?" And so then Dr. Simone said, I heard that Dr. Damon asked for a woman's phone number. And Toya said, I heard that too. And that it is to be continued next week. Okay. I don't like none of this mess. Okay. I don't. But we'll see if Dr. Damon cheating on Dr. Heavenly. All right. Give me a thumbs up. Like, share, and subscribe, and comment on my channel. Let me know what you think. All right. And I will see you in the next video. This is Miss Yellow Diva signing off. Peace.